What's going on, guys? It's No, just checking in. I'm sitting in my car and I just wanted to update you that I do have 60 days of continuous sobriety. That's really important for me to be open about that because it's a big part of my life, and it's a big part of what's been causing me a lot of troubles with my mood. As you may or may not know, I have worked very hard these last couple of years to get out of treatment-resistant depression, suicidal ideations, anxiety, and it's something I still struggle with. And when I've been able to stay sober, things have gotten better. But there's always been a hole in me that I haven't been able to fill, not with TRT, not with, the group conscience right here, our help, your guys' help, not with my parents, not with Jesse. I've always had this hole, and eventually I seek alcohol to fill that hole, and it doesn't do anything. It's a Band-Aid. It doesn't actually fix anything. So upon this last relapse, I decided I was going to do things different. Now, I want to quickly say that if you happen to be a drinker, you're still safe here, you're good here, I don't judge you, and I'm not sitting here suggesting you do anything. I'm just still letting you know what's going on with my life, and I'm just trying to be open about that. So for me in my life, as a depressive, it is counterproductive to pour depressants into my body, which is what an alcoholic drink is. It's a depressant. And so I'm trying to do it differently. And for me, what that meant was joining a 12-step program, getting some help from people that have gone before me, that know what they're doing, and trying to turn it over. Because my self-will usually leads me back to drinking. Not usually. It always leads me back to drinking, which leads me back to depression, which leads me back to anxiety, which leads me back to suffering and struggling through my days, which leads me back to suicidal ideations. It all takes me backwards, and I've worked too hard. And so I've been trying extremely hard to surrender, and I managed to string together 60 days. Now, I'm not telling you so that you celebrate me or like it makes me anything special. It's just important to let you know, in case you're working through something similar, that, hey, if I can get at least this far, so can you. But there's a lot more to this whole thing, as I'm learning, than just not drinking. And I've been pretty good at not drinking for stretches on end. 90 days, 100 days, few months, even got a year once. I just didn't drink. But eventually I've always gone back, and my life has just crumbled around me, and I have to rebuild it. And the older I get, the less energy I have to rebuild this life that I keep taking apart through booze. So I've been doing everything that's been suggested to the best of my ability, working harder than I've ever worked, and in a lot of ways, and in many obvious instant ways, things are doing better. When you're not living between a hangover and your next drunk, when the obsession dies down a little bit, you can just be more productive and emotionally available, and that rings true for me too. But what's really happened to me these last 30 days, from day 30 to day 60, is that my anxiety has picked up hard again. My depressive feelings have picked up hard again. This fogginess in my head, this crazy obsessive mind is just running. And so I'm trying to I'm trying to keep functional and stay moving through it, and trying not to take these feelings too personal. It upsets me, and I wish I could tell you that I'm just like so happy and sober and life is great. I'm not. I'm literally going from being all right one second to just fucking weird and hopeless and down and mopey the next. Brain fog and anxious feelings and tightness in my chest like I can't breathe. It's awful. It really is. But I had it coming. It's what happens when you abuse your already fragile brain. So I'm a depressive who's struggled immensely with depression. So I understand that there are consequences, and I'm going through them right now. But I'm staying sober. I'm continuing to do what's suggested. I'm having faith, and I'm trying to turn it over to a higher power, which I'm still learning about. I'm still trying to figure out. But I just wanted to be open about that. I just wanted to let you know that I do have high hopes for what could come for me, and I know I just need to stay the course. And for right now, there is no glitz, no glamour. It just feels good to be doing the right thing for me. Not like doing the right thing so you guys do the right thing. Just what's right for me is to stay sober and learn how to live a sober life beyond just not drinking. There's got to be more out there for me, and for God's sake, I don't want to end up a tragedy, and I feel with every ounce of my being that if I don't take this as a life or death situation, I'm going to end up committing suicide, going to jail, getting institutionalized, thrown back in a mental hospital. Those things will happen to me. I'm sure of it. And I just can't go there. I want to give myself the best chance to have a life that's worth living. A life that Jesse deserves, my fiance, a life that I deserve. So that's all. I don't want to string this along too long. If you happen to be working through addiction, I just want you to know you're not alone, and I hope you're reaching out for support like I am. And I look forward to when my mood levels off more. But until then, I am doing my very best not to take it, like I may have already said, I probably did, I repeat myself a lot, but not to take it too personal when I'm having harder days, or even a couple weeks that have just been a lot harder lately. And also not take it too personal when I have a better day. I'm trying not to become too attached to anything, just keep going. keep going, keep connecting, keep being open, and keep learning from the people that have gone before me, and just having the faith that things are going to be okay if I can surrender and let go of my self-will, which always leads me back to the drink. As good as my intentions are, it always takes me back there. So that's my story. That's what's going on right now. 60 days of continuous sobriety. I'm going to try to keep it going, and of course, bring you guys the normal content as I always have. If you'd like to know more about my drinking, or if you have topics around this that you want me to talk about, I would sure love your feedback. It would mean a lot to me, because this is an area of this channel I know I touch on, but I just try not to overdo it, because I don't want anyone to feel overwhelmed by it. But if there are things you're interested in me talking about, whether it be personal or my thoughts on whatever, I will try to be open to that and share that with you. Otherwise, thank you for your support. Again, this is not to commemorate me or celebrate me. It's just to acknowledge that I've been putting in some work, and so far I'm heading in the right direction. Whether or not my mood has come around, which it hasn't, I feel fucking crazy lately. I've been kind of struggling through my days, but it will get better. And at least if I'm sober, I have the chance to make it better. But if I keep drinking, it's just like reset button for me, reset into craziness. And it's exhausting. So I'm just trying to stay humble, stay brave, one day at a time. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. And I hope you feel the same way and believe it too. I'll do another video soon, guys. Thanks.